Hello everyone, and welcome to another tutorial for Transport Tycoon. Today we are going to be doing the specialised job beach cleanup. Now, to actually start this job we need to head over to this symbol. It looks like a page. If I take the marker off, it looks like a page of a book. That symbol over on Vespucci Beach. But first, as a sort of tip for people doing this, it's advisable to start off as a trucker and bring your lorry and trailer with you so that you can store what you get from beach cleanup as you're going along, rather than having to keep going to a storage point. So that is what I've done here. So I've started off at the job centre, got trucker, got my truck, and now we can head over to the beach cleanup job start itself. So the marker's set, we just need to head down to Vespucci Beach. Now, the beach cleanup is actually a garbage job, technically. It uses the garbage job level in order to allow you to spawn the different vehicles. So I will also be doing a tutorial on the actual garbage collector job itself for people that need to level up, and that has destroyed my trailer. Oh, I hate the bridges on here, they're so low. Right, well, looks like we're not going to be worrying about that for the minute. Luckily I have a garage very close to Vespucci Beach, so once the cooldown is finished we can just grab another one. But for now we'll keep heading on down there. Mind that lamppost. Okay, so we need to go, as I said, I believe it's the lifeguard HQ of sorts that we need to go to. Get out of the way please, sir. Oh god. Right, yeah, this is what we need to use. So the orange circle is the job selector, just like any other job area, job centre. And then the blue circle is how we go on duty. So first off, once we get here, you'll see the beach cleanup job, which is a specialised job, so you can only get it from here. Now that we've done that, we go to this blue circle and we press E to go on duty, and then we need to enter a suitable vehicle to begin. Now for this tutorial I'm going to use the level 1 vehicle, although I can actually use this second vehicle. There we go. So this is the level 1 vehicle for beach cleanup. It's a little cat digger, I guess, little front loader, and we essentially just need to get within this white circle's radius and drive around. And this is all beach cleanup requires. You just need to drive around and allow your inventory to fill up with trash and sand. Now I imagine most people who want to get into beach cleanup want it to farm sand for things like concrete, and that does work on here, but it is advisable to sort of build your level up a bit first. Build up your garbage collector level, because these first couple of vehicles are not great for collecting sand. You don't get much. Once you have leveled up garbage to the point where you're using some of the high level vehicles, I believe it does actually become a very sort of viable alternative to just doing quarry rubble or mining. But we're going to be driving around in circles for the thrill of it. Now, as you can see, there is another area over there that you can do beach cleanup at, but it doesn't seem to matter which one you use. It will always just do the same based on what vehicle you're using. So you're probably better off just staying in this one as it's close to the HQ there. Now if you damage this, you can go and spawn another one, and that will spawn a fully healed one, but they all share their fuel amount. So if you're running out of fuel, you will actually need to go and fuel it up. But I will also show where you can do that once I have filled up my inventory, because the fuel point that's best to use for this job is next to the storage point, which can be a good place to use, although it does obviously cost money to use a public storage. So it's up to you whether you want to spend the money to sort of use that storage, or if you want to take the time and effort to drive up to a storage you actually own and use that one instead. Because I do not want to pay to store sand in that storage, so I actually use my faction storage, which is a little ways away, but it's not too bad. Now you can see our inventory bar on the left is filling up nicely. It will fill up a lot quicker every time we get sand than when we get garbage or trash, because sand weighs a lot more than trash. But we will eventually fill this thing up, and then once we've done that, we can go and store it. And then I will show you, if I'd had the trailer I could have showed you straight away, but I will show you a sort of an easy way to farm this beach cleanup without having to constantly drive off to store your items. But we're just going to spin around in circles. I'll actually get out the my level vehicle for the next bit of beach cleanup that I do as well. Now these red circles that are appearing, they are sort of bonus points where you're guaranteed to get something. You're not necessarily guaranteed to get something good, like sand, but you are guaranteed to get something. So they are worth going for as a sort of just a nice way of making sure that you're actually earning something all the time. But they do appear randomly, so you have to be prepared to go and get them. Although I don't think there's a time limit on them. They don't seem to run out if you don't go and get them quick enough. There's another one appeared. So this will probably fill us up. Close enough. Okay, so we will drive over to the storage point, which is over through this sort of underground tunnel, and then over the other side. You can see it just on the right of the mini-map. That's where we're heading. There we go. So the fuel station, which these trucks can use this fuel station. So that's right here, which is very useful. And then over here is the self-storage. So we'll just pop out of the car. We can open up this self-storage and we can just dump from my inventory if I wanted to, but I don't want to waste money doing that. So what we're going to do is go and see if my trailer is off cooldown yet. Because if it is, then we will be able to spawn it and then use that as a sort of mobile storage while we fill it up, and then we can take that over to wherever we want to store our items. Oh dear, what's happened here? Now this is one of the issues with things like this, it can be a bit buggy. See if we can actually deal with this or not. Okay, I think this is stuck, so let's just delete it and we'll get another one, because that's the useful thing about this, we spawn the vehicles, we don't own them. So we can just grab another one, and in fact we'll grab the one that I use, which is a bulldozer. So mine the what's it called, volleyball net. And what we'll do is we need to switch back. We don't need to go off duty as a beach cleanup, so the blue circle won't come back, but we can change back to trucker, and then we can use my truck to go and get the trailer, hopefully. So, now as you can see on the mini-map, I do own a business just up here, which will allow me to easily access my garage and spawn the trailer, as long as it's off cooldown. Let's have a look. So, trailer, TV, yep, we're off cooldown, perfect. So, now that that's spawned, bit of an awkward angle, but we'll make it work. We can now connect that up. And to begin with, I'm going to actually dump my items that I've got in my inventory from the cleanup into this trailer. So that's put 300 kilos or 330 kilos in the trailer. Because I have premium, I have a slightly bigger inventory. And then what you can do is just park the trailer right here next to where you do the beach cleanup. And then as you fill your inventory up, you can just come and dump it in your trailer. So we need to switch back to the beach cleanup job first, otherwise we won't be able to see the areas or use the vehicle. But get on the job point, beach cleanup. We'll go get in this. And off we go. Now this bulldozer, as another quick tip, this bulldozer can do 40-ish miles an hour. But when it's doing that, it is liable to flip every single time you take a corner. So I actually limit it to 30, where it's a lot less likely to fall over. And if it falls over, it can actually damage the front bulldozer part, and then you can't turn or drive properly. So it's advisable to try and keep yourself from flipping. So this is essentially, with every vehicle, you just do the same thing essentially, but you've got a higher chance of getting more of an item. So with the first one, we sort of get an average of 3 trash or sand each time, and then with this one we'll get 6, and it will go up and up as we progress. Now as I said as well, this actually, this job relies on the garbage collector leveling for the vehicles, which means that you can use this job to level up garbage collector, or you can use garbage collector to level up for this job. So I will also be doing a tutorial on the garbage collector role. It will be probably quite a long tutorial, although I won't be doing a full route because that requires doing every single garbage collection in all of San Andreas, and that would take well too long for a video. So I will likely just do Lower Los Santos next to where the actual route collector is. But that will show how to do garbage collection and the rewards you get from it, because with this job you just get the experience. As you can see, I'm getting sand, trash experience each time. But with garbage collector you get less experience for the actual collections, but you also get vouchers, which are not only for experience, but they are also how you get paid for garbage collector. Because doing a full route is such a long process, instead of making you do a full route in order to get paid, you can do as much of the route as you want, stop the job, and then when you hand the vouchers in, you get paid $1.5 thousand for each voucher, as well as the experience. So that is how this is paid for, which will be similar to the EMS job I showed, where you also get paid for per voucher rather than for actually doing a part of the job. But there we are, we're pretty much full up again. So with this time, instead of having to go to the storage like we would have done, we can just come over to my trailer, open it up and dump our stuff in, and then we could go back and do another set of driving around the beach collecting items, but obviously we're not going to do that because that will take forever. So what we will actually do, drive over to the job point, delete the bulldozer, we will switch back to trucker, and then we can take, now that we're a trucker again, we can once again drive our semi and take it to somewhere where we can actually store the items for free. Which for some people, unfortunately, that won't be possible because there aren't many businesses that allow you a self-storage that's free. But for me, our Globe Oil HQ is just down here, which is, you know, just down the road essentially, not too far. So I will actually head over there, hopefully before the server restarts, and dump my trailer's contents into that storage. So let's head over there now. Okay, so we are now heading down to the faction HQ for globe oil, and we should be able to put the items straight into the storage from the trunk for free, as this is, as I say, the faction storages are free, so we can just stick all of this stuff from the trailer straight into the storage. There we are, and that is essentially how to do beach cleanup. So it can be a bit of a lengthy process just driving around collecting stuff, but it is a viable alternative for collecting sand, and the trash can be handed in to collect chests, I believe. So thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you found this tutorial useful, and subscribe for more tutorials on Transport Tycoon for FiveM.